Okay, it being 5 p.m., the Lafourche Parish Council meeting of July 22nd, 2025 is hereby called to order. Ms. Carlene, can you please conduct roll call?
Yes, sir. Mr. Brumfield.
Present.
Mr. Adams.
I'm here.
Mr. Perk.
Here.
Mr. Melvin.
Here.
Mr. Pierce. Mr. Arabi. Chairman Oten.
Here.
Mrs. Chasson. Mr. Lorraine. And President
For
Chasson.
the last time, I'm here, man.
Oh,
Thank you, Ms. Carlene. If everyone would please rise, we'll be led in the invocation by Councilman Melvin, followed by a pledge of allegiance by Councilman Brumfield.
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, amen. Dear Lord, help us, please help us tonight as we do your will for the betterment of our constituents in Lafourche Parish. Amen.
amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right, I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. We would respectfully request that you please silence and/or turn off your phones out of respect for others. Also remind anyone wishing to address the council, please fill out a blue form at the entrance. Get up to Ms. Carlene. We'll be sure to recognize you during public wishing to address the council. Additionally, as we go through ordinance, we will ask for any public comment prior to any discussion by the council and ultimately vote, as well as when we get, also I'll note that when we get to resolutions, we'll simply discuss among the council and then go to vote. With that said, we'll jump right into tonight's meetings. Do we have any state and or federal legislators in the audience willingness needs to say anything? We do not. Item B, we have none. Brings us to item C, presentations and or updates, and we do have Item 1, Ms. Paula Rome to give an update on Energy's Lafourche Parish Resiliency Projects, which was submitted by the administration. Ms. Paula, you have the floor, ma'am.
Thank y'all very much.
Button.
Got it. Okay, thank y'all very much for having me. I'm here to talk to y'all about some of the resiliency projects that Energy is doing now in Lafourche Parish that you may have already seen some or you will be seeing, you may get some calls about. First off, these first few slides tell you a little bit about how we got here. Obviously, this slide shows that the hurricanes in 2020 and 2021 is what got us to this point. Next slide shows that we had 9 major hurricanes hit the United States, 6 of which were in the past 5 years. And then this slide, I don't have to explain this to y'all. Y'all know this better than anybody else, what Lafourche Parish brings to the table and why it's so important that we keep it resilient. So this lays out our resiliency plan. Our resiliency plan is almost a $5 billion plan that's approved by the Public Service Commission last year. That plan will go for the next 5 years. And what we are doing is hardening the grid. That includes 11,000 miles hardened, 269,000 structures, and this is across the state. 41 substations, $368 million being spent in vegetation over the next 5 years. What you're gonna see, what you probably have already seen some of, is that we are coming into neighborhoods and we are putting in 150 mile per hour rated poles. In some cases that may be steel, in some cases that may be composite wood, but they are 150 mile per hour rated poles. We have learned after the storms, the next slide shows that we didn't just come up with this off the top of our head. We studied the state of Florida, and Florida in their last few big major hurricanes only had 2 to 3 to 4 day outage after a storm. So that's the thought process, is if we can make the grid harden by making the poles stronger, then we only have to put wire back on and not have to put as many poles back up. So a little bit about the projects you're going to specifically see in your areas. So you see on the screen I have some maps that show you the different areas. We're doing some work in downtown Thibodaux. We're changing out 116 poles, predominantly wood rated, to 150 mile per hour. That started last month. We have a project that we're changing out 323 poles around Bollinger and by our Valentine substation. That is starting very soon. You may have seen some of that already. We are also changing another 417 poles from the Valentine sub to basically Schwest on East 74th Street. And then we have 343 poles and 319 poles that are going to be changed from Lockport to Grand Isle. So you may have seen some of the work already in Lockport. You may have seen some of the work in Thibodaux. I'm just here to let y'all know what's going on. And if you have questions from your constituents, please feel free to, pass it on to me if you have any questions, anything I can answer. Any questions for me?
Anyone have any questions for Ms. Paula? Doesn't look like it. Thank you so much for your presentation. And that's it on presentations. Brings us to item D, engineers and our architect reports. And I don't see any in the audience tonight, which brings us to item E, public wishing to address the council, public hearings, agenda items, et cetera. We have none, Ms. Carleen. So it brings us to item F, approval of minutes. Item 1, I will now entertain a motion to accept the minutes of the July 8, 2025 regular session. So moved by Mr. Perk, second by Mr. Adams. Any discussion? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas and 0 nays. Item G, public hearing and ordinances for ratification. I'll now entertain a motion to open public hearing. So moved by Mr. Adams, second by Mr. Perk. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas and 0 nays. I said that right? 9 yeas and 0 nays. Item 2, ordinance approving the dededication of 540-foot more or less of a 25-foot drainage servitude accepted into the parish system under the subdivision known as Yvonne D. Galliano Public Subdivision, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Lorraine for the administration, second by Ms. Delenn seconds that motion. Would anyone from the public like to comment on the ordinance at number 2? Second call, public input on ordinance at number 2. Last and final call, anyone from the public wants to comment on this ordinance? Anyone from the council? There being none, we'll bring it to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. I now entertain a motion to close public hearing. So moved by Mr. Adams, second by Mr. Brumfield. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas and 0 nays. Item H, proposed ordinances. Mr. Perk, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Number 3, proposed ordinance amending ordinance number 4148, reducing the speed limit from 10 miles per hour to 5 miles per hour on East 132nd 7th Street, Galliano, Louisiana, Ward 10, District 9, Parish of Lafourche, State of Louisiana, requiring the placement of speed limit signs and providing penalties for the violations thereof, introduced by Councilman Lorraine. Number 4, a proposed ordinance granting a variance from the Lafourche Parish subdivision regulations from the installation of a fire hydrant in the proposed Point A Claire RV Park, Phase 1, as not recommended by the Lafourche Parish Planning Commission at their June 25th, 2025 meeting. Councilman Terry Araby for administration. That's it, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you, Mr. Perk. Item I, resolutions. Number 5, resolution requesting the third request, the Louisiana Department of Transportation Development, LADOTD, to check out the artesian well on the shoulder of LA1 on the Bayou side across from West 171st Street, West 172nd Street, and West 186th Street due to the overflow of water from the shoulder staying on LA1 from the artesian well. This is a motion by Mr. Lorraine, second by Mr. Pierce. Any discussion? Mr. Lorraine, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you. First of all, if you look at the screen, the picture on top, that's the one across from West 171 and 172. And if you look at that, it's been sitting there since 2021. What a crying shame. I don't think anywhere else in the parish you have something like that. I can't believe it. I sent a resolution into the state, resolution number 21-254, asking them to address that. I didn't have 186 at the time, but I had the 171, 172. The 186, well, first of all, the one on top, they had an old oyster house there 40, 50 years ago, and the frame is still there. But look at that mess. I keep saying somebody gonna get killed there one night, and I guess maybe after they get killed, then it might get addressed. I mean, what more do you want? Now I'm sending a back a resolution, and I'm sending pictures with it to the state rep, the state senator, and DOTD. So that resolution was passed on September the 28th, 2021. Then I came back for a second request, September the 10th, 2024. For West 171, 172, and West 186. 186 is the bottom one, and they had a shrimp shed there 40, 50 years ago. And That one's not as bad as the other one. But imagine washing your car and then taking off, going to the store, and you got to run through that. It won't be too pretty. But my concern is safety. It's funny, nobody hydroplane. Now, every now and then somebody gets into a little bind right there. So you know what? We're sending a third request. So, I was thinking about this. Now that Archie Chasson's going to be in charge of the summer DOTD, I'm sure we're going to get it addressed. I don't think it's going to be I might not have to send another resolution. Let's just hope that once he gets in place and he comes to District 9, and I'm giving him one of his first jobs. And I guarantee you, if you fix that, you'll probably get elected to whatever you want to run for. And I'm going to count on you now. But it really needs to be addressed. I mean, that is sad, dude. And you can't imagine the people that call me on this. And it's not really the parish, it's really the state. But I don't care if the parish fixes it or the state fixes it. Let's just get it fixed. And hopefully nobody will get hurt, and hopefully we can get it addressed soon. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lorraine. We have any further discussion before we bring it to a vote? All in favor signify by saying aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas and 0 nays. Item 6, resolution approving an amendment and supplement to the agreement between Louisiana Department of the Treasury, State of Louisiana, and Lafourche Parish Government for the Hurricane Ida Recovery Funds extension, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said amendment and any all relevant documents. Mr. Perk will move on behalf of the administration, second by Mr. Adams. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. Item 7, resolution approving an amendment and supplement to the agreement between Lafourche Parish Government and the Lafourche Parish Juvenile Justice Facility for the Hurricane Ida Recovery Fund extension, authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said amendment and any all relevant documents. Mr. Brumfield for the administration, second by Mr. Perk. Any discussion? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. Item 8, resolution approving amendment and supplement to the agreement between Lafourche Parish Government and Lafourche Parish Fire District Number 9 for the Hurricane Ida Recovery Fund extension, authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said amendment and any all relevant documents. Mr. Araby for the administration, second by Ms. DeLynn. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. Item 9, resolution approving an amendment and supplement to the agreement between Lafourche Parish Government and the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office for the Hurricane Ida Recovery Fund extension, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said amendment and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Perk on behalf of the administration, second by Mr. Adams. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. Item 10, resolution amending Resolution 24-279 that accepted the proposal of Gosson, Holloway, Cortez, Mollier, Chapier Architects for architectural engineering services for the project titled Lady of the Sea Medical Clinic, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer an agreement and any all relevant documents. Ms. Chestnut for the administration, second by Mr. Lorraine. Any discussion?
I got a question.
Press your button, and you have the floor, Mr. Lorraine.
Yeah, this is coming from a grant, right? A community block grant. So my question is, on the architect services, is that going to be paid for by the grant, or that has to be paid for by Lady of the Sea? I'm just asking, Mitch.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lorraine, and Mr. President has pressed his button. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. No, it's all paid for by the grant. Lady C didn't have to pocket anything on this one.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. President. Any further discussion? Hold on one second. All right, with that said, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. Item 11, resolution approving amendment number 1 to the agreement between Grove Flores Positary, LLC, and Lafourche Parish Government to change the name of the project titled Fletcher Technical Community College Thibodeau Campus Expansion to LFC Fletcher CDL Training, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said amendment and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Brumfield on behalf of the administration, second by Mr. Adams. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. Item 12, resolution approving an agreement between Lafourche, Terrebonne Master Gardeners and Lafourche Parish government for the construction of a greenhouse and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any and all relevant documents. Mr. Araby, on behalf of the administration, second by Ms. Chesson. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. Item 13, resolution appointing one member to Lafourche Parish Commission on Women Board. Ms. Chesson for the administration. And who do you have, Ms. Chesson?
We have one vacancy, one applicant, Ms. Luana Martz.
Ms. Mortz, can I get a second? Second by Mr. Melvin. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas and 0 nays. Item 14, resolution appointing one member on the Lafourche Parish Planning Commission Board. Mr. Perk for the administration. Who do you have, Mr. Perk?
We have one vacancy, one applicant, Mr. George Leday Jr.
Mr. Leday Jr., second by Mr. Adams. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. Item 15, resolution reappointing one member to the Fire Protection District Number 1 Board. Mr. Melvin for the administration. And who do you have, Mr. Melvin?
Mr. Conrad Harlan.
Mr. Harlan, second by Ms. Chesson. Any discussion? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. Item 16, resolution reappointing one member on the Fire Protection District Number 8-C Board. Mr. Adams for the administration. And who do you have, Mr. Adams?
Ali Pelche.
Pelche, second by Mr. Perk. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Does anyone oppose? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. Item 17, resolution approving to opt-in allowing for expedited temporary housing assistance to the Governor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness, GOSEP, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said form and any and all relevant documents. Mr. Perk on behalf of the administration, second by Mr. Brumfield. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. Item 18, resolution approving change order number 2 for the project titled Hurricane Ida Damage Repairs to Louisiana's Cajun Bayou Visitor Center, increasing the contract price by $5,660.39 and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said change order and any and all relevant documents. Mr. Araby for the administration, second by Ms. Chesson. Any discussion? Mr. Araby, you have the floor, sir.
Mr. Chasson, I understand, I think this is for a new sign they want to put up in the front or something like that, you know? What are the plans for the pole light that we have that's been out for since the construction started? Is there any plans, or the contractor going to take hooking back all that up? I'm sure they could possibly put another pole.
Probably not picking it up because I zonked him out. So he asked about if there was a sign and then about the poles. All right, Mr. President, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this isn't for the sign itself, Mr. Araby. This is for the electrical for the sign and the lights around the flagpole. So we will get, I mean, we can talk to the contractors and sync the other lights back to it. They should put all that back together if it was up there beforehand if we took it out.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sorry. Any further discussion? All right, we'll bring it to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. Item 19, resolution approving change order number 3 for the project titled Hurricane Ida Galliano Government Complex Interior Rebuild, increasing the contract price by $31,898.42 and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said change order and any and all relevant documents. Mr. Lorraine for the administration, second by Ms. Chesson. Any discussion? Mr. Lorraine, you have the floor, sir.
Yes, you got a change order and you're bringing this thing up to $6,873,462. That's to complete all the inside? Well, let me just say this. When we purchased that building way back, we paid $500,000 for that whole building. When they renovated everything, it was right at $2 million for everything. So here you got almost $7 million to fix the inside. And what was the roof? $2 million? How much? I'm just. $750. How much? $750. For the roof? Okay, so you're looking at right at $8 million. So 2 million compared to 8 million, big difference. But I mean, I understand everything went up, but come on. That's just my opinion.
Is it, Ms. Lorraine?
I'm done.
So the question, Mr. President, I guess for the record, is just, is that going to complete everything inside? If you can answer that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, so what you have to understand too, Mr. Lorraine, is that, I mean, the roof was a separate project, but this is all new mechanical, all new air conditions, all new electrical, walls, flooring. And that original renovation project was done in 2008, 2009, because they moved in what, mid-2010? So you're talking about 15 years ago. So, I mean, prices have went from what used to be about $100 a square foot to over $300 a square foot. So,
I'm just making a comparison.
Oh, no, I get it. I get it.
My attention, because I know what was paid for to get it built versus now.
All right.
And I know everything went up. We all know that. Even your age goes up.
All right. That's fine. All right. Any further discussion? All right. All in favor signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas, 0 nays. Item 20, resolution approving change order number 2 for the project titled Lafourche Parish Government Center Trailhead, increasing the contract price by $11,925 and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said change order and any all relevant documents. Mr. Araby for the administration, second by Mr. Pierce. Discussion. There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 9 yeas and 0 nays. Item G, Parish President, Department Heads, Directors, or Managers' reports, presentations, and or updates. Item 21, Finance Representative to present the monthly financial report as required by the state agreed-upon procedures for June of 2025. Mr. President, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You guys should have received an email with the monthly financials, and Renita's here if you have any questions.
All right, thank you, sir. Which brings us to item K, questions for the administration. 5. Okay, Mr. Melvin, you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, I just have a quick question, and look, congratulations on your new position. Wherever you're going, Archie, will you be able to help with the Lafourche bypass bridge, or is that within your purview where you're going? I gotta know. That's okay.
All right.
I mean, I'm just wondering, is that fall under where you're gonna be, or it's still a different bureaucrat up there somehow, some way? I mean, a different office, or?
Got any more questions?
No.
Do we have any further questions for the administration? Mr. President, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Councilman Melvin, I stopped short of telling the district engineer if he knew what my new job was going to be in a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, they moved the bid date back from Lafourche bypass from September to January. We found that out about a day and a half ago. So we're trying to figure out. We had a 90% set of plan design meeting with them on September of 2021. So it's taken them 5 years to design 10% of this project. The new DOTD secretary is coming back from his summer vacation tomorrow. We're going to meet on Friday. So we're trying to figure out exactly what that true disconnect is. To be quite frank, I don't know if the off-system bridge program is going to fall under the new office quite yet. I think it's something that we get to eventually. I don't know if the artesian well program is going to fall under this either. Luckily for me, I'm not working for DOTD. It's a separate entity in and of itself, but we'll figure that out. But we're trying to get to the bottom of what's wrong with the bridge and then expedite it as quickly as we can.
Thank you, Mr. President. Brings us to item L, discussion. Item 22, discussion concerning the purchase of the property located at 18594 Highway 3235, Galliano, Louisiana, 70354, Track 1 through Track 4, the Jerry Leday and Karina Petrie Leday property. Mr. Melvin, and Mr. Melvin, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you. I'll be brief. I know that through the purchase of this property, when we voted last time, 6-3, I think there were some questions that maybe were unknown at the time. So I asked if there was a mortgage on the property, and I thought there was. And along the way, somebody had alleged $4 million was owed. I'm not saying it is, but I thought, well, I don't know enough details, and we were told there wasn't a mortgage, and that's okay. Maybe it was just unknown at the time, but anytime there's a purchase this large, I wanted to know more about it. And of course, there is a mortgage, and if this property does sell, it's going to state in the settlement statement how much is owed by the owner of the property when we go to purchase it. So I just wanted more clarification on that, because I don't see how we as a council can make an informed decision to vote on something when I'm not casting any aspersions. I'm just saying if it was unknown, it was unknown, that we should have a new ordinance to vote to see if we still want to go forward. That's my opinion, based on the mortgage that I have in my hand, and I can get copies to y'all, because again, it's just a concern. As a council, I think we owe it to the people to make full decisions and full disclosure and full transparency with what we have. So I'm just asking if we can have another ordinance to take another vote on that, in light of this, that it does have a mortgage, and I don't know if there's a lot of money owed. I just don't want it to appear like we have something, and I'm not saying anything in the council, it's just with the administration. I just want to make sure that it's clear if this vote, if y'all want to keep it the way it is, if y'all want to have a revote for a new ordinance. And that's just me based on finding this mortgage.
All right, Mr. President, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So Councilman Millen, that's why in this process there's a thing called title insurance. The mortgage was not known to us at the time. You brought it up that night of the meeting. We started to dig into it the next day. We have had discussions with the lien holder and the legal group, and we're working through that. The mortgage will be canceled at the time of the sale of the property, and the bank will be paid what the bank is owed from the proceeds of the sale. So there's no legalities there. We're not going to owe anything at the end of the day. The parish is not going to be on the hook for any sort of mortgage. It was also brought up that night about a separate lease that was on the property. Again, that lease has a 30-day termination clause in it. There's also some legal questions about whether or not the property owners had the right to sign that lease based on the current lease with Bristow. So in and of itself, that other lease is null and void and will be terminated upon the close of the property, as well as the mortgage. So again, I don't know there's necessarily a need to re-vote on anything. The parish, again, is not on the hook. If for some reason the mortgage or the lease cannot be dealt with during the closing process, that title insurance kicks in and we walk away free and clear, and the property remains in the hands of the property owner and the building owner.
All right, we got a follow-up question about Mr. Melvin. You have the floor.
And thank you for that. I appreciate it. I wish we knew what was owed just to have that number too, because anytime you're looking to buy something, it's just nice to have the whole enchilada. I know when you said, when we were going through this, when we took the vote, you said, look, I'm not taking the money from here, I'm not taking the money from there. You were naming funds, which is good. Do we plan to have a bond for this, or how do we plan to pay for this? Thank you.
And Mr. President.
No, I mean, there's going to be no bond for this. I mean, but the payouts are over time, so we can deal with that in and of itself within the budget. We're not going. I would never borrow money to go do this. I mean, I wouldn't put the parish in that situation if we couldn't do it outright.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. Any further discussion? Anyone else? Mr. Perk, you have the floor, sir.
Just a couple of items, just for the council's notice. I had some conversations with Dylan relative to our process when people file a request online. I know last month, at last meeting, he gave us some numbers of the work requests received, work orders created, work orders completed, and things of that nature. And so I had a couple of questions on that. So I did ask him to kind of put some stuff together just to give us a little better classification of how everything is vetted, right, relative to that. Because some of those could be relative to law enforcement, right, and people complaining about constant speeding or whatever relative to that nature. And it kind of came to light because I had a situation with a constituent that filed something, and when he looked online, it saw it was completed, and the work hadn't been done. So we're just trying to whittle down, is it because the particular Barnes may be making that decision or just didn't really classify it properly. So he is going to look into that for us. And then the only other thing was we need to, on item 20, relative to the trailhead and the project we have here, I noticed last time, I think it was last time, we had a bunch of rain prior to our meeting, and I noticed the main handicap ramp right when you walk out the front doors to get up into there was just holding tons of water. So we may want to get with our contractor and make sure that, just kind of shoot some elevations, make sure that's handled. So that's really it. So,
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perk. If there's anybody else got any discussion? Mr. Chesson, you have the floor, sir. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. But before y'all adjourn, I just want to take a minute to say thank you. As many of you know, this is the last one for me. You guys, and I know, Mr. Perk, DJ, Mr. Terry, you guys are fairly new. The rest of you were here for the first term. But just I want to say thank you, right? We have a very checkered political past here in Lafourche Parish, mostly led by my friend on the end over there during those 5-4 days. But when I first started following politics, that's what was going on, and listening to the back and forth on the radio station and everything that was going on. But I think we have done a hell of a job at keeping ourselves off the front page of the paper. And although we haven't agreed on everything, we do it in a very civil way, and we settle the matters before we come in this room. So from my family and myself, I just want to say thank you. It's been an honor and a privilege to sit in this chair the last 5.5 years. And I know Mitch will do great things with the rest of the team into the future. I'm not going far, but I will be no longer here. So thank you all. Thank you all to the public as well for allowing me to do this again for the last 5.5 years. And God bless you all. We're going to have some fun.
On behalf of the council, thank you, Mr. President. You've been a wonderful leader, and I was pleased you were in place going through some of these many states of emergency. With that said, item M, adjournment, a motion by Mr. Adams, second by Mr. Bromfield, and with no further business, the Lafourche Parish Council regular meeting of July 22nd, 2025 will be adjourned at 17:31 hours. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes, 9 yeas and 0 nays.
As always.